Hello. Good morning. You are back with the crew. Look where we are. This is South Florida. I'm here at a place called Hollywood Beach, just south of Fort Lauderdale. And what a crazy couple of days it's been, right? I mean, the market's going absolutely ballistic, up and down and sideways. Been sideways forever, and we're just about tired of sideways, aren't we? I mean, isn't this just exciting and fun? We are back in the sense that we get to see movement in an upward direction. What is that? Why is that happening now? And how come it's happening in stocks? How come it's happening in crypto? How come it's happening in golds and silver? Well, the world's getting a little leery of the dollar, really, isn't it? It is. It's getting to the point now where the dollar has become obviously weakened, US dollar in particular, lately. So it's dropped down to the 80s now. Those of you who don't follow the Forex, it's crazy to see it that low. It hasn't fallen this far, this fast in 40, 50 years, something along those lines. Sorry, I've just woken up. Little frog in the old voice. For me, it's going to take a long time for crypto to replace fiat, obviously. That's just not going to happen overnight. But the tide has changed. It's flipped. It's changing. Things are happening. And when you just simply look back, anybody that tries to tell you that crypto is not the right investment, I was listening to a channel the other day, and they were talking about, well, stocks are still king, and still, you gotta still have the fundamentals of stock, and 60-40 is still alive, and I don't know what these crypto youngsters think they're doing. First of all, I'm no youngster. Second of all, I've been in stocks and bonds my whole life. I know a youngster for sure, but I am not blind. The world is changing. And if you don't see the world is changing, maybe you should open your eyes a little bit and look around. Stick your head up out of the hole every now and then, just have a look around and see what's happened. Maybe crawl out from underneath that rock, because what's happening right now is monetary value. The value is leaving unvaluable assets, unvaluable fiats, or things that hold their value. It's sort of like the old days we had root cellars. The old days you had vaults in your house. Think about what a root cellar is. It's like, well, those vegetables or fruits or whatever, if they spoil, you've got to have a place to put them, right? You got to preserve their value for the winter time in January and February, so that when the fruits and vegetables aren't ripe, you can consume them then, whenever you need them later in your life. Fiat's not holding that value any longer. We have to have a better storage. We have to have something that doesn't spoil. You can't store your value in something rotting out in the sun. Well, which one's rotting? And to the stock comment, I beg you to compare the S&P 500 to the top 10 cryptos. You're down 99.9% against those coins. We've crushed you. There's no comparison. You can't compete, and even gold for that matter. I know gold's probably going to wake up out of bed. They're going to fall out of bed one of these days here real quick, and it's going to be $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. I see that coming. I really do. That could happen to us all one day. However, that has not happened yet. I hope it does for all the gold bugs out there, and I got maybe a piece or two laying around of that. I'm not a big gold guy. I have some silver. I have some other stuff laying around. But if you find a way to see within what you're doing and where the path is headed and what you put value in, it's pretty obvious to you what crypto means to the government, what it means to banking, what it means to where we're all headed with all of this. It's very apparent to the crypto people. It just seems as if everybody else is sort of in a haze or a fog. And I try to talk to people about it. They all tell me the same thing. It's, oh, well, it's not here. They don't even call it a scam anymore. It's not ready. It's not relevant. It's not that. Crypto market is, I don't know, what, $4 trillion now? Or damn close. 4 trillion. Gold's 20. How long until we're 20? A year? 2 years? At the rapid rate in which we've been going the last couple of years, I'm going to say, if you believe in exponentiality, and what happens is you judge everything by the last year, maybe 2 years. That's not a good barometer. It's always gotten man in trouble. The best barometer you can have is what could happen next year? What could happen in 6 months from now? If you can see that, exponentiality will not catch you off guard, in particular in the financial markets. Let's speak about the financial markets. What do they have to offer you and I anymore? Are they going to place you in some 60-40 portfolio there where it's like, 40% bonds? Who's going to deal with bonds today? We have so many stablecoin opportunities coming. Why would you get involved in a bond? They're going to have to package these bonds up. They're going to have to back these bonds with crypto. Bitcoin is kind of a good bond product. But all these ETFs, let's just look at the ETFs. What is the single greatest selling ETF in the history of man? Times, 7. The Bitcoin ETF. Think about that. All the great ETFs of the last 20 years, what's the number one seller? Bitcoin by 7x. Ethereum started, their ETF is blowing through many of the great ETF markets. When you have that kind of exponential growth, and we're not even talking about Bitcoin 3xing yet, or 5xing, or Ethereum 10xing. The future ETF coming to you and I, which is XRP. We're not even talking about those 3x and 5x and 10x. What are going to be the returns? What's going to be the evaluations of those products then? Then what? Then how many funds are going to be on the sidelines and saying, you know what, that's a risky asset. They're not going to say that anymore. It's a Wall Street product. It's an ETF. They can buy it through their broker. They can forget they have it. They can write it off on their taxes. Everything about this financial market is changing because the storage of wealth concept that I'm talking about, storing something for the future. Cryptos don't expire, they don't spoil. Either this fiat, they just keep printing too much of it. It's like growing too much of one crop. Eventually people don't want it anymore. That's where man is. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's where man at the top is. Man, the big money in the game, big whales, the monetary movers and shakers of this world. They're done with fiat. That's the leaky bucket, and the bucket's leaking more and more and more and more. And that's what's happening right now, before everybody. But, Joe Public is, they don't follow that. They don't follow crypto channels. They don't follow what's happening in the world. They're a little bit blind. They're too busy with a beer and a ball game. Good for them. It's a good life too. But the big movers and shakers in the financial world are exiting the lifeboat. They're getting into the lifeboat. They're leaving the sinking ship. And it's more and more and more. We're talking crypto with a $1 trillion number on it now. Once you've reached that, it doesn't go the other way. The value of Bitcoin just passed the value of Amazon. And thousands of other valuations that are lower than Amazon. That exponential growth has only just begun. There's only just now people getting access to these top 10 cryptos that we talk about on this channel every day. How do you do that? How do you get Joe Public Johnny in the door? That's Wall Street's job, not you and I. You and I cannot tell them. They're not going to get in this game until the game is completely rigged against them or financially unobtainable. They're going to get in the door as soon as something's $1 million, Bitcoin's $1 million, and XRP's $100, and they're going to go, well, we should really buy some of that, Martha. Let's get all over that thing. That's what's coming. You and I know it. We see it. It's impossible to fathom that it could happen to my fellow brothers and sisters in mankind. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. It's sometimes really hard to wrap your head around. But crypto's growing faster than the internet, faster than the phone. And the banking understands this. Quick little story about the old Mellon Bank in New York. Back in October, I was told that Mellon was buying XRP. That's right, I just said that. I was told that by somebody I trust a lot. Said they're making purchases of your favorite coin. Thought, why would they be buying XRP? Wouldn't they just go through escrow? Wouldn't they just get a hold of Ripple? I mean, it's kind of what was happening. But when you look at the lawsuit, when you look at all the NDAs, when you look at everything else, how can they really, they can't really do that. They couldn't really do that. So it was kind of pushing the number up. Remember, it was going up in steps. Like XRP was going up a staircase. It would go up, I don't know, 10, 20 cents in a day, and it'd level off. And then it'd go up 10, 20 cents the next day, or 2 days later, and it'd level off. And it was doing, who was making it go up the next stair step? Who was doing that? I had a big hunch. I had an inside tip. So I saw it do it a couple times. I said, here we go. But I waited. It was 2 or 3 months. It's like, what's going on? It's not doing anything. I think the information was incorrect. Boom, it started happening. Steps all the way up. All the way up into the middle of January, right? Somewhere before the end of the year, I called somebody up to get it verified. Hey, who's consuming these coins? Well, could be this guy, could be that guy. I said, I think it's this guy. It's my my Goldman Sachs guy. I said, I think it's these people. So, well, that's interesting. Why would they buy it? Why is Mellon Bank buying that? Well, I guess we all know that answer now, don't we? We know how that happened. Why? Well, let's see. Now they're custodian RLUSD. Maybe they see a future. Maybe they saw all the way back in October a big future. And isn't it odd that the last year's show, not this just May, the show before that, young man by the legend, as we all know him, John asked a specific question to Brad Garlinghouse last May. Not just past May, the May before. He says, hey, I got one question for you, Brad Garlinghouse. When does it start moving? And he said, his answer was, if I were you, I would hang on to my coins through the fall. I believe that's what he said. Through the fall. I would call October the fall. I don't know about you, October, November, not quite. It's not quite winter yet. They were working on this clearly a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was. That's when they started leaking it out. And when I started finding out about it in October, it was already moving. It was pretty much moving weeks after that, like I just explained. Now it's common knowledge. Oh yeah, Mellon Bank. Gee, how old is that bank? How important are they to the future of all money? How important has Mellon Bank been to the future of, or the past of banking in America? And when you combine that with Hidden Road, and you combine that with a company with 900 employees that wants to work with banking institutions has the perfect coin for the use case of ISO. They have this coin that works with it. I know only Ripple's ISO compliant, I understand that. But they can make any coin or anything they want to make. It's a real simple process. All of this adds up. Now, full circle of May and whatever later, it's starting to move again. Again, we have a new, bigger bill signed. I don't know if it's better. We have stable coins done. They're working out the highway. They're building, they're laying down the tracks. Who's the best track maker? Who makes the best banking railroad tracks in the world? You and I know the answer to that. Are they going to use them? Of course. Do they need them? Yeah. Do they need their network effect? Yeah. They have to have it. Bitcoin doesn't have that network. Bitcoin has the storage of value. Bitcoin is very good at keeping money in a vault. It's not good in bad weather running around when something has to be done now. It's good at storing things. It's so simple. It really is so simple and so effective where we're headed. Well, I got to get on a plane here quick. But I'm down here in South Florida for a couple of reasons that I may have mentioned. I have an event coming up. I'll talk about it later in more detail. It's an event that I think you're going to want to be coming to. It will be in January. It will be January 30th. So you can put that on your calendar. And I don't know, I'm going to have probably 10 channels smarter than I am that will be in the same building with you. An exclusive building. No neighbors, no passers-by, no people that are going to interfere with our communication. No big shows, lights or stages, or listening to CEOs tell you how brilliant they are and how brilliant, their products are. What we're going to do is we're going to network. We're going to share. We're going to exchange emails. We're going to contact each other. We're going to work together. We're going to share the ideas and the jobs and the opportunity that is in this space. It's here now. You need this space. You don't just need to listen to 10 different YouTubers tell you a bunch of stuff about XRP or Bitcoin and the rest of it. What you need is you need people that are getting the secrets coming to them, the opportunities, the avenues, where the railroad track's going. Gee, Alan, I happen to be in that field of business. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to meet one of these content people. I'd like to meet Nickel or one of these people. And I would like to say, hey, this is what I do. I'm in insurance. I do graphics. I'm a photographer. I don't know. I don't care what you do. There's a place for you in crypto. Our industry is so big and so massive and so necessary. We need all of you. These kind of events, this is more than just to sit down in a beer at a bar and have a meetup. It's bigger than that. And the event is going to be off the charts. It's going to be great because it's geared towards you, the viewer. And it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to hear me talk a lot about it over the next, 6 months. And you're going to hear me say a lot of things that are important to you about why you need to be in the building. Other than the fact, just having a lot of fun and meeting all these hundreds of people, however many people buy tickets, hundreds of people that have the same similar interest as you do, and they care about crypto, they care about Bitcoin, they care about XRP in particular. But this is people that want to do something with their lives. And now that, XRP might go through the roof between now and then, and after it goes through the roof, what are you going to do with your cash? What are you going to do with your extra income? How are you going to make extra income? Number one, those opportunities are going to be in that building. But what are you going to do? Are you going to hang out with all those friends that don't know anything about the coins you own? No, you're probably not going to do that. You're probably going to want to be with people that became well off with you, and you're going to want to go to locations, I don't know, like this one. Let's have a look around real quick. So I'm here in this little bungalow, and let's go ahead and have a look around, shall we? Today we are here in a lovely Hollywood beach. Sorry, I'm putting you right into the sun, but this is a beautiful location. I'm just setting up the beach here for a little Saturday morning. Speaking of Saturday morning, please get out there. Please have a great day. Pet your dog. Enjoy your children. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will be back soon. I am out. So you want to be a crypto guy, huh? Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to suffer through this, you know. It ain't easy. It's not easy being, you know, loaded with all that crypto you got. It's a tough gig. Why, there's all the sand, you know, the margaritas. You know, it's not the easiest gig around. I don't know about you, but I see a lot of damn green candles making this sort of misery right here a big problem for you. You know what I mean? This is a problem I think you can handle. I think you got this one. All right? Let's handle this. I'm out. And I love you.